はい、こんにちは。ディスコエリジウムザファイナルカット続きをプレイしていきます。よし。じゃあ、こっから、外へ出ましょうかね。うん。なんだこれ、タイヤ。ゴムボート。小型のゴムボート。壊れ空気が抜けている。あ、じゃあここに誰か、ボートで来たってこと。あ、人が座ってる、普通に。それ以外なさそうだ。あ、なんか銃持ってるぞ。
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth.
脱走兵。
Then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
彼は全てを憎んでいる。もしかしてこの人ってこと？だとしたらもう推理のしようがないよね。全く知らん人がここで初めましての人が犯人だったってこと？あんたが焚き火の男か？
The what now? I can't hear you.
最近二人の子供に火を消すように言わなかったか？双子の二人だ。
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
陣地の場所？
The position sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
視力が良さそうだな。
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
A shudder of disgust passes his right side. His left side remains motionless.
右側だから銃を持ってる方の手だね。あんたが防爆扉を閉めたのか？
I did. And you opened it. How?
発電機に燃料を入れて制御盤を使った。
I should have burned that console down.
なぜ俺が来ると分かった？
The boat engine. On the water.
いい銃を持ってるな。
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
ベルマグレイブか？
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samarin made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
軍事援助品。
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
深夜コミューンってなんだ？
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
これ銃見せて、まあでももう見えてんだよな。その武器はあんたに忠実なんだな。俺の武器も同じだ。手にした銃を見せる。
Yes, I bet you've killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck. Have you come to make me one of them?
We have come to ask you questions, nothing more. If you do not comply, we will take you in. Do you understand?
The danger levels here are hard to read. One moment he's a fire, the next, a fire gone out.
その銃を下ろしてくれ。話がしたい。俺たちは警察のものだ。
The lieutenant pulls his
おーおーおー、
pistol
どう
from
し
the
た？
holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
キム。
His elbows rest on the frame stock, calmly for now. But he may still get it in his hands. Looks like he knows the weapon.
いや、権威足りんな。権威装備じゃないな、今。レベル3。3つ上げたらどうなる？どうするキム？いや、ここは、まあまあまあと。わかった、だがこれレッドスキルだよね。わかった、だが話をしている間は、銃を下ろしておいてくれ。キム。どうしたキム？
Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me.
つ
To
え。
hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
そうなのか。
Like an amputated limb in the sand.
砂の上に置かれた銃を拾う。
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
それで銃として使えるの？それとも本当にただの杖として使ってたの？
Still warm from his parched hands. Not the metal. The metal is ice cold.
あ
This
ー、
weapon has been modified several times.
詳しく調べる。
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
彼の言った通り、これは深夜オ製のトライアンゴンだ。
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a Triangon, too.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
4.46mm の飛行弾を使ってるな。
The right type and the right caliber.
He's liking this.
何度も修理と改造を重ねたようだな。
I wonder how old it is.
The old man does not answer. He just stares in front of him.
銃をしまう。
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm
右
twitches
腕
suddenly.
が痙攣する。銃を持ってた手だ。
Some kind of involuntary response. Something is slightly
怖いな。
off with his motorics. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
あんたは何者だ？
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol.
将校。
I am a deserter,
あー
partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my terminal surrender.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient. and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
この島に43年もいるのか。
No. I've been on other islands, too. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
もう一度聞くが、ここに43年間隠れてたのか。
43 years and 10 months.
なんて言っていいかさえわからん。
It's inhuman. It's sick. It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
本当だよね。まさか一人で戦争してたってわけじゃないだろうし。
Hiding, fishing, waiting. Always waiting. Always.
何を待ってるんだ。
For her to return.
彼女。
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution.
娘たちの革命。
Always.
なんだ。残念だが彼女はもういないって言うには、その彼女の情報が少なすぎるな。娘たちって。はいはいはいはいはいはい。ドロレス・デイのこと？いやー、でも時代が。でもまあ残念だが彼女はもういないかな。
The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
舞台から逃げたと言っていたが。
I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
でもそうすると60ぐらいか。60にしてはもうだいぶ、まあここでの生活が辛かったんだろうね。もっとおじいちゃんに見えるな、この一枚絵から。信念を失った？
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took
十分って何がだ？
for reaction to take hold.
反動主義ってのは？
Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men.
反動主義。正確にはいつの話だ？
May the 13th,
44年前。
44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky and it looked like it formed the clouds. Storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
黒魔術。
the combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower.
その高射砲塔がそこの建物か。
Huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon. But I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
でも地図室には行かなかったんだな。
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid
あー
in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened at the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
じゃあやっぱりこの人60歳ぐらいだね。44年前に脱走して、43年間この島もしくは他の島も含めて43年間、脱走してたということなんだね。
Airships, multi-rotored airships used in the landing.
そりゃ飛行船か。
Aerostatics. The landing had started. I climbed out into hell. There were ships all above, hissing, whirling, and men pouring out. The chain was submerged, so I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
見たって何を？
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know
何がわかる？
that the bourgeois are not human.
ブルジョアは人間ではない。あんたは正気を失ってる。
Now is not the time, Lieutenant Yefreto.
I had to fight it. I could not stop anymore.
ここで戦ってたんだな、兵士として。この島は何なんだ？
It's not an island, Duat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
何に使われたんだ？
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
上陸作戦、レバショール奪還作戦のことか。
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
まず言っておくが俺はそいつらの仲間じゃない。
Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow?
人殺しだな。あんたの言い分はわかる。
You don't know. You haven't seen it. Iblis,
イブリース？
the black-eyed angel.
わからん。今までどうやって生き延びてきたんだ？
How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
盗むって何を？
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stew, too.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
ドルアミンがあるぞ。鎮痛薬もある。痛いんだろ？
I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
ドルアミンが好きだろう。
It's the little joys. The dark joke. A sunshiny day. Morphine.
事態は深刻だ。医者に見てもらう必要がある。俺たちならそれができるんだ。
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
どうやって正気を保ってきたんだ？
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of... I don't even know what. Inferno?
あなたはキムが何か言おうとしているのに気づく。
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult mentally to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
これだけ長い間どうやって身を隠してきたんだ？
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Coal City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
どうやってここと陸とを行き来したんだ？陸？
At night, I used a dinghy.
あ
I only went after
あ、あれ
dark.
か、さっきのやつか。
When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
なぜ普通に街を歩かない？
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
サンギレーヌ 22B に武器庫があった。地下にな。あんたは行ったことがあるのか？
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
ああ、そうだ。
Useless now. Rusted away.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
ん？あ、別にここに書かれるわけじゃないんだね。足跡が。次に進む。
Wait, how did he get down there?
どうやって入ったんだ？今は鍵がかかっていたが。
I didn't have to. Came in through the storm drains.
Storm drains?
There used to be a system that connected the bunkers, tunnels and such, under the church and everywhere. Most of them are gone now, collapsed, just bricks. All the old infrastructure has...
フェルドのビルの下に小さな壕がある。行ったことはあるか？
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They
So
killed
ka.
themselves. 2 young boys.
自殺した。
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
もう一つ聞きたいんだが、あんたティウムティリオスか？
I do.
ああ。街で吸ったことは？
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
もう一つ教えてくれ。
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
これがあんたの無条件降伏だと言っていたが、
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
俺たちは連合ご指名なんかじゃない。人々を助けようとしているだけだ。
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit.
つまりあんたは共産軍所属の共産主義の兵士なんだな。
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
だが訓練を受けて防衛部隊に配属されたと言っていただろう。
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
政治将校って何をするんだ？
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
彼の足に一瞬小さな震え？
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the commune.
うーん。
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution. A future human.
そういう意味では思想は強めのただの兵士ではないってことだね。うん。信念を持って戦っていた。
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology.
つまり訓練された共産主義者だったってことだよな。
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
俺は政治にはあまり興味がない。
You're a inert lumpkin with a gun.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology.
僕たちはイデオロギーの議論をするためにここに来たんじゃない。彼はそう言うと老人に向き直る。
We have come to ask questions regarding the murder investigation.
そうだね。
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body. There's definitely something off with his body. Something more than just metabolism, or even
ん
cancer.
どういうことだ？どこかおかしい。癌でもない別の何か。怖いね。もう一つ重要な質問がある。
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
この世に重要なものなどない。老人があなたの手の中にある銃を見る。すべては茶番だ。この銃を何に使っていた？
I've used it for killing people.
Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. Okay. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you haven't felt in a while. But
だがなんだ？
this is what you live for. This is the shit. The solution.
本当に？
Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No, no. Be careful now.
うわ、意見が分かれてる。
Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
つまり戦争が終わった後も人を殺し続けていたんだな。
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
その銃でクレネルの大佐を撃ち殺したのか？
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it. You're in.
セラミックアーマーの男だよ。ワーリング・イン・ラグズの裏手で首を吊られた遺体の話だ。あんたが彼を撃ったのか？
Oh, yes. That one.
知ってる。
Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
脱走兵から自白を引き出せ。新しいタスク。
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession.
証拠を並べ立てて消耗させろ。はい。
The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
上から行くか。あんたの協力は必要ないっていう言い方。銃を見せる。
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen.
あの銃撃戦も見てたんだ。
So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
俺たちは多くの命を救った。リーダーのタイタスのことも、俺たちはきちんと対応した。
You didn't handle anything. I watched it happen. You let those fucks rip
わあ、
right
そう
into
か。
them.
リズ
Got
の、
that girl killed.
リズが死んだってことも知ってるんだ。
None of those people mean anything to you. The vultures feed on this city, and you prepare the meal for them.
So you watched the fight? Did you like what you saw? The mayhem. It was all your doing, your plan. You got them killed.
You don't know anything.
話題をそらそうとするな。こっちには凶器があるんだ。
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
これが凶器で間違いないな。
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
自白してないけどいいのかな。決まりだ。これが凶器で間違いない。
Good.
キムが手帳を取り出し、線を一本引く。
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this.
ああ、凶器を探せ。凶器を探せ。達成。だいぶ長いこと。長いこと抱えてたタスク。4.46 弾の、これだよね、これね。うん。弾を使う発砲可能な重火器を探せ。火曜日に受注してるやつだよ、これ。あと、アーマーのパーツ、壁に火、スズラン。うん。いい気分だな。事件解決だ。殺人に使われた凶器が見つかり、犯人も見つかった。ただ動機が気になる。
Murder.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more.
弾道解析は進んでいる。弾はこの島から発砲されていた。
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession. You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You clearly need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
役目。
He's practically admitting to it. Just one thing. The rifle does not have a scope.
一つ答えろ。スコープはどうした？スコープなしでどうやって撃ったんだ？他の証拠は全て揃ってるんだがな。
Forget about your stupid fucking scope. I don't know where it
え？
is.
スコープなし
Find it
で
yourself. It's your problem now.
マルティネーズの他のどの場所よりも、あの窓がよく見える場所だな。
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right. You have worms in your brain.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
I saw you poking.
You had direct visit. You've been here.
I'm ready.
He's practically admitting to it. Just one thing. The rifle does not have a scope.
完璧な眺めだったよ。双眼鏡があれば部屋の中まで見えただろ
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid.
う。あれ
Radio Gosh is right. You have worms in your brain.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
思い出せ他に何があった？自分の頭を殴る。
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybell.
ああ、
The
はい
dried
はい
Maybells
はい
on cars
はい
in
はい
Elysium.
はいはい。これね、ペタンコをしている男にスズランのことを尋ねる。尋ねられなかったんだけど。それ
There
だ。
were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Nowhere else, nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them this spring. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Classia's
え、
basement.
そうか。そこにスズランが置いてあるということは、そこにいたってことか。そうだった。ありがとう。頭。本当にありがと
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
う。現場の窓辺にスズランが置いてあった。
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
マルティネーズで咲いてるのを見たのはここだけだ。
They blossom on the islets before. We fertilized them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it. The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
知ってるな。クラーシェという名の若い女知らないか？彼女の部屋の外にこのドライフラワーがあったんだ。
Classier.
知ってるんだろ？彼女は被害者の傭兵と親密な関係にあった。
With the victim.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst. Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on.
そこで、ここで終わりか、今の。あんたのブーツはどこのブランドだ？
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Doras.
Fucking imbecile.
黒と白の螺旋模様。
The maker is called Sansarique, and the size is 42 to 44. These are not the unusual horizontal pattern souls you saw in the
違う
dust
の
on
か。
the floor of the hidden
違
room.
うのか。
They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the soul.
42%。サイズは一致するが靴底が違う。靴なんて知るか。足跡がなくてもあんたまでたどり着いたんだ。42レッドスキルチェック。ちょっと、一旦ここ、スルーしたいな。スルーできるかな。スルーしてもう一回チャレンジできない場合もあり得るよな。いや、できるんじゃないかな。靴なんて知るか。足跡がなくてもあんたまでたどり着いたんだ。
Corrupt henchmen of pedophiles. You're desperate to report something back to them, aren't you? Your liberal masters. They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human.
やばい、なんか、
The
スイッチ入っちゃった
blunt。end of a hammer, dripping with blood.
彼も兵士だった一人の人間だったんだ。
Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
つまりあんたが彼を殺したんだな。
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
ただうなずく。
I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in
自白した。それでどうなった？
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white. Or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own.